Over 4.4 million people personal information was exposed in this latest TransUnion data breach. Now, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can start to identify inaccuracies on your credit reports so that you can use this to your advantage to clear off your credit. In case you don't know who I am, hey, my name is Coach Dime. I have been in the credit industry for over 4 years. Since being in this industry, I have taken myself and thousands of others from having terrible credit to having great credit. Me personally, I went from having a 460 credit score to having a 792 average credit score, from being consistently denied for everything to being approved for everything that I applied for. So if you guys watch this video to the end, you're going to have all that you need to be able to identify inaccuracies on your credit report confidently so that you're able to create these dispute letters and send them off so that you can see the results that you want to see as it relates to your credit. Now, excuse my voice. I'm getting over a sore throat, and so I apologize in advance for how I sound. But nevertheless, the information is still extremely valuable, and this is exactly what you need to know in order for you to start getting those results like you need. Now, the first thing I need for you to understand is that it is going to take time for you to clear your credit. If you come across any individual, it doesn't matter who they are, that is promising you to have your credit reports like cleared off, complete within 7 to 10 or 7 to 14 days, they are doing something illegal with the information. I understand that a lot of you guys are needing fast results, but realistically, it's going to take time. It didn't happen overnight for you to tear your credit up. And so you have to know that it's not going to be an overnight fix for you to get these things removed. Now, I'm gonna go back really quickly. When it comes to these credit sweeps, that's what they are. When they're saying that you get your stuff removed in 7 to 14 days. The reason why I say it's illegal, because it is. They are filing false police reports. They are filing false identity theft claims. And so what you're going to find is you're going to be in a worse position than you are right now. You're going to even possibly have to run into legal issues down the road because you allow for them to do that. And you sign paperwork not reading what you were signing. Okay, so that stops here. Do not entertain the hype of you being able to clear credit in 7 to 14 days. It is not legally possible. All right. Now, if you were a victim of identity theft, actually, then yes, you can use identity theft to go ahead and clear your reports. But otherwise, you better not use it. All right. And you better not allow for nobody else to help you out. I have personally had people come to me talking about how they are in a situation where they have to answer to the courts, or they have people that they know that have done this method and has been arrested for doing so. So that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. All right. You've been warned here first. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do to get access to your credit report is pull them from annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com. Do not get it from Credit Karma. Do not get it from Identity IQ. Do not get it from Smart Credit and any other third party that's out there. The reason why I tell you this is because Annual Credit Report is the most trusted source when it comes to credit reports. Now, I am not telling you that things like third parties like Identity IQ and Smart Credit aren't good for your personal usage, but it is not good to base a dispute off of what those things are saying, okay? It is not. I'm telling you from experience, I'm telling you from what I know. Do not try to submit a dispute based on the inaccurate things on their reports, because what you're going to find is that the agencies, so Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, and so on and so forth, they have the right to challenge what you're even disputing based off of the fact that they're not disputing what's currently reported by those third parties, based off of the fact that how they're reporting your information is not how the agencies are reporting your information. So to avoid the headache, to avoid the frustration and delay, use annual credit report. The great thing about annual credit report is the fact that you can pull them once a week and it's absolutely free. If you are having a hard time pulling those credit reports, then you want to send a letter to those companies, and your credit reports gives you the step-by-step on how you can request it through mail, regardless of the facts. Pull your reports from that particular site only. All right. Now, the next thing that you need to do, you need to analyze your credit report. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean when I say analyze. We're only focusing on the negative accounts. Do not bother the positive ones, despite them being inaccurate and incomplete. Okay? Because you're going to find, once we go through this, that the positive accounts are sometimes more inaccurate than the negative ones. All right? So the first thing that I want you to be looking for, this is considered to be incomplete. All right? So I know I said we're going to focus on inaccuracies, but inaccuracies and incomplete data points, those are all things that you want to find. So I'm going to teach you how to do both of those things, okay? Dashes. You may see these things reporting in the payment history, the account details. You may see it in the balance history. And, excuse me, this is considered to be incomplete. Why is it incomplete? Because it is now reporting as if there is no data. They don't have any records for this particular information. So normally what you're going to find is that they're reporting it for different things. Like you may see last payment made, maybe a dash there, right? But then in the payment history, you'll find that the last payment made was listed on the payment history, but they're saying that there's no data for it. So it doesn't make sense. Both of those can't be accurate. All right. I hope you guys are following me. Also, what you're going to see is for payment history, they may have this for like January, February, March, going straight through. They might have it for a few years straight, because I've seen that as well. I've seen like 5 years, 4 or 5 years, where they're just having that reporting. That is not okay. And I know you're probably used to seeing reports like this, but this is considered to be incomplete reporting. All right. They most definitely have this information. So include this on your letter. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, this one is similar to the dashes, okay? But you're going to see this as well. You probably remember seeing this. Okay. ND. If that stands for actually no data. The same thing is true. There is no way that you're reporting this account for as long as you are reporting it without having any data. If you quote unquote don't have any data, reach out to the company that is paying you to report this account and get the data from them, because they most certainly have a responsibility to have it. So this is not okay. This is considered to actually be inaccurate reporting. Because, like I said, there is no way that either you or the company that's reporting the information to you don't have any data for this time period. All right? That is not all right. Okay? So include that in your letter. And you want to go through every single negative account, every single section of that one account, and you want to locate all of this information. So this is another thing that's very, very common that I have seen since being in this industry. Now, please forgive the zero, the last one. Okay, it just want to act a little crazy. But 90, 90, 90, all of these are reporting in the payment history, and they're reporting back to back. So let's say that this is March, April, and May. Okay, let me actually put that here so you guys are able to visualize that. All right, so normally what you're going to find, and this is normally on top of the numbers, but because I had already put the 90 on top, we're just going to go with it being like this. All right, so let's act like this is reporting correctly. But like I said, or not correctly, but this is how it looks. All right, one's at the bottom and number at the top. Just act like that's going on. This is March, April, May. Okay, now this is inaccurate because I can't be 90 days late for 3 months straight in a row unless you have been making payments towards this account without bringing it current or without paying over. So instead of you paying your account in full, you've been paying it 3 months behind. So you've been paying it just enough to keep you at 90 days late, but you're still not caught up. So in that instance, if you're doing that for 3 months straight, this is accurate. So it's very important that you know exactly what happened with this account. All right. So if you know that you've done that, then leave it alone because this is accurate. But if you know that you have not made a payment at all, this is inaccurate. Okay. Now, I've seen this so many times. I've seen where they have they get really creative with this kind of stuff, y'all. So let's go over another example that you guys probably see a lot when it comes to the payment history for sure. Now, the dashes that we went over in the ND, those are normally in the payment history as well. But you might see this. I've been seeing some crazy stuff now. So you might see $90, $120, $60. Now, the huge issue with this and how it's reporting is the fact that this is, let's say that again, this is March, April, and May. March, April, and May. So what happened right here? What happened to the 30 and 60 day late? So keep in mind, y'all, when I'm going over this for January and February, they're claiming that this account was on time. You'll see a check mark right there, or you'll see an okay to indicate that it was paid, when in all actuality, according to them now, you were 90 days late. You cannot jump from paying on time for 2 months to being 90 days late. That doesn't, so that's inaccurate. And you want to include that in your letter, and you want to call it to their attention about the fact that you were reporting that this account was paid as current for the 2 months prior to this month. So there's no way possible that this account can now be 90 days late. There's no way. 120 days. Same thing is true. Okay. Now this is, if you were late like this, then that's cool. But I will use the same exact reasoning for including this on my letter as well. You're claiming that I was paying on time, January and February. I couldn't be 120 days late in April. But then, so what happened here? 60 days late now? So now we're questioning their competency because you are swearing, you are claiming that how this stuff is reporting is accurate and complete. But I haven't made a payment, and I definitely didn't make a significant amount of payments to warrant this account from being 120 days late to being just 60 days late. This is how you're going to call to their attention the inaccuracies within your credit reports. And this is the difference between how I teach my students versus how everybody else teach. Because what I'm helping you do is I'm helping you be extremely thorough, and I'm helping you call out their reporting and bring it to the forefront. Now, I do want to get into, before I hop off today, I do want to let you guys know that for anyone who is telling you guys to not submit any proof when you are drafting your letters, they are setting you up for failure. Why do I say that? Because you are the one who has the issue. You are the one who wants them to fix something. As far as they're concerned, how they're reporting is correct, is accurate. So unless you have proof of whatever is currently being reported is inaccurate, your words don't mean that much. And I want you to think about this. The companies that you used to pay, you used to pay or are still paying, they pay the agency, so Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, they pay them to report your information. So this is a business relationship that they're actively getting paid for. And then it's you. It's your word against theirs. And I don't know about you, but if somebody's paying me, I'm not really going to give what you have to say more like that much attention unless you bring me some concrete evidence. Same thing is true as, let's say, if something was to happen. Let's change the scenario, right? Let's say that someone broke into your home. They stole something valuable of yours. You have no Ring camera, and neither do your neighbors. Only thing that you have proof of is that the thing is missing and that your window is broken. They can only do but so much with that information because they don't have anything to go off of but those two things. But if you change the situation and now you have a Ring camera, they're able to look at that footage and they're able to conduct a more thorough investigation based on having the evidence. So I want you to think about that as you are crafting your dispute letters. Now, if you follow everything I went through in this video, you are going to be able to efficiently, or I don't even want to use that word, let's say you're going to be able to thoroughly analyze your credit reports and be able to draft strong dispute letters that's going to have the most impact. Let me know what your favorite part was of this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for being here. Coach Dime is out. Okay.